Good evening. Welcome to the news on Rupavahini.
A very good evening to you. I'm Chamindi Samarasekara.
And Manoj Hettiarachi. President Mahinda Rajapaksa arrives in the city of Minsk during his three-day official tour of Belarus. The president's visit is in sequence to a special invitation extended by the president of Belarus, Alexander Lukashenko. This was the first time that a Sri Lankan head of state had received an invitation to visit Belarus. This report has been filed by Mohan Karunaratne of Rupavahini. Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa arrived in Minsk, the city of Belarus, this afternoon on a three-day official tour opening a new chapter in the relations between the two countries. Foreign Minister Vladimir Makhai warmly welcomed the Sri Lankan President and the delegation at the Minsk International Airport. Sri Lankan Ambassador in Soviet Republic Udayanga Veeratunga and the staff of the embassy were present. The Sri Lankan delegation is comprised of Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Pires, Supervisory MP on Foreign Affairs Sajin Divas Gunawardena, Provincial Councillors Nasir Fauzi, Arjuna De Silva, Sumavansa Kodaguda, Presidential Secretary Lalit Veeratunga, and a group of Sri Lankan businessmen. The Belarus Republic is located west of Russia, north of Ukraine and east of Holland, and it is in extent of 207,600 square kilometers. Its population is around 9.5 million, including Russian, Polish, Ukrainian and Jewish nationals. People in Belarus who were affected by wars with other nations on several occasions in their history are considered kind. A special feature is having followers of various religions without any problems and the location of all places of religious worship at one place. The main exports of the country are minerals, chemicals, motor vehicles and spare parts, as well as agricultural produce. Belarus is considered a major country with high education facilities among European countries. A special program aimed at promoting tourism, building close relations between the people of Belarus and Sri Lanka has also been arranged to coincide with the President's visit. It also concludes a 5-day program from the 22nd of this month covering Sri Lanka's cultural events, local indigenous medicinal systems and tea exports. People of Belarus have paid a special attention on cultural and dancing events being presented by Chandana Wickramasinghe and his troupe, staged in that country 4 times daily.
එහිදී දෛනිකව දිනකට 30 වතාවක් ළඟ දැක්වෙන චන්දන වික්‍රමසිංහ මහතා ඉදිරිපත් කරන සංස්කෘතිකාංගයන්ට බෙලරුස් ජනතාවගේ විශේෂ උනන්දුවක් ඇති ආකාරයේද දක්නට ලැබුණා.
The Sri Lankan ambassador in Russian Republic, Udayanga Veeratunga, says that President Mahinda Rajapaksa's official tour of Belarus will bring many economic benefits to Sri Lanka. He added that it will be a great opportunity to establish new friendly relations. Sri Lankan ambassador in Russian Republic, Udayanga Veeratunga, noted that President Mahinda Rajapaksa visited Russia in February 2010 for the first time on an official invitation at a time where no head of state had visited the country for 37 years. In the same year, he also visited Ukraine. In 2012, the Sri Lankan president had arrived in Kazakhstan for the first time. Several heads of states are meeting in the city of Minsk for the first time in the history today. President Rajapaksa has clearly understood that it is essential to further strengthen the friendship among friendly countries. The two countries should also strengthen their economies. The president's visit will bring more benefits to the country. He was of the view that relations between the countries should be further strengthened. The number that Russian travelers arrive to the island has been increased. We have been able to strengthen the relations with Belarusia. Sri Lankan tea has a great demand, he said.
President Mahinda Rajapaksa inspected the construction work of the Colombo-Katunayake Express Highway. He paid this inspection visit to the area a few hours before his departure from the island for an official tour of Belarus. The construction work of the Colombo-Katunayake Express Highway is nearing completion. It will be vested in the people next month. Motorists will be able to travel from Colombo to Katunayaka within 20 minutes after the completion of 26 kilometer 6 and 4 lane highway. It also consists of 4 inter-exchange centers. Chief of President's Staff Gamini Senrath and Secretary to the Ministry of Ports and Highways R.W.R. Premisari accompanied the President during his official tour.
The paper marking of AF5 scholarship examination will be conducted from the 3rd to the 9th of September. The Commissioner General of Examinations, WMNJ Pushpakumara, says that they are planning to release results within a month. This year's AF5 scholarship examination was held at 2,836 examination centers today with the attendance of 18,000 examination staff. Several students said that they have faced the examination successfully.
විභාගයේ ලියනකොට හරි සතුටක් දැනුණා. පාඩම් කරපු ඒවාවේ හොඳටම ලේසි දෙකක් තුනක් තමයි අමාරු. මේ අපි හොඳට කරා. පළවෙනි පත්‍රය ලේසි. හැබැයි දෙවෙනි පත්‍රය පොඩ්ඩක් මේ අමාරුයි. ලේසි ගොඩක් පේපර් දෙකම හොඳට කරුවා අපි. එච්චර අමාරු නෑ. මට ලකුණු එනවා කියලා මට හිතෙනවා. අමාරු නෑ ලේසි. සතුටුයි.
The Commissioner General of Examinations, WMNJ Pushpakumara, says that the scholarship examination was held at examination centres countrywide successfully. He added that although the examination is ended, the photocopying of question paper, printing, selling, distribution, publishing in newspapers and magazines, taking copies and handing over to others are completely prohibited. The examination department will notify a date to publish this examination paper after the completion of paper marking and assessments.
Local doctors claim that there is no truth in the view of being afflicted with ailments relating to phlegm by drinking liquid milk. They are of the view that 25% of the daily calcium needs necessary for the body could be obtained from a 250 milliliter glass of milk. A liquid milk glass contains 3% of protein, 5% of carbohydrate, 4% of fat, 87% of water and essential minerals for the body such as calcium, phosphorus, magnesium and zinc. Vitamin A, B12, riboflavin and pantothenic acid belonging to vitamin A and vitamin B are also included in milk. Liquid milk is a source of calcium. It helps to grow the brain and to increase life expectancy as well as protect youthfulness. Doctors say that milk is good for patients suffering from piles and food absorption diseases as well as dehydration and thinning. The community health specialist doctor of the World Health Organization, Anuma Jaitrika, says that there is a view among the public that there is no phlegm in milk powder but liquid milk has phlegm. If there is any allergy, then it is common for liquid milk and milk powder. According to this belief, by drinking certain milk powder brands, people will not get phlegm. This is a false opinion established in the public for a long period of time, she said.
Around 600 members of the UNP and JVP in Maskeli electorate have joined the Sri Lanka Freedom Party. They received the party membership at an alliance mass rally held at Samanpura, Vatawala yesterday. Members of UNP and JVP in Ginigathena, Vatawala, Rosalla, Ruwanpura and Hatton areas have joined the alliance. Deputy Minister Premalal Jayasekara presented the SLFV membership to them.
The chief priest of the Billangwila Rajamaha Vihare, the Venerable Professor Billangwila Vimalaratna Thera, says that only President Mahinda Rajapaksa has the ability to develop the country while protecting the motherland. No leader was able to rescue the country and the nation from tiger terrorism. The Nayaka Thera made these observations at an Asala religious ceremony held at the Billangwila Rajamaha Vihare yesterday with the attendance of the President. President Rajapaksa called on the Venerable Vimalaratana Nayaka Thera at the Bellangwila Raja Mahaviharaya and later participated in religious observances. An Ashirvad Puja was held invoking blessings on the President. Delivering a sermon, the Venerable Vimalaratana Nayaka Thera noted that President Mahinda Rajapaksa is the only state leader in Sinhala history who implemented a massive development program in the country irrespective of differences, dawning peace and freedom to the motherland. He pointed out that the President has the strength to overcome future local and foreign challenges. A weekly Pirit chanting ceremony of the temple ended yesterday. The President also received blessings on the occasion. He inquired into the Perahara festival arrangements of the temple. The President exchanged pleasantries with the devotees who were present at the temple. The members of the Mahasangha, headed by the chief incumbent of Sri Pada, the Venerable Bengamue Dhammadina Nayaka Thera, and Minister Gamni Lukuge were present.
Several senior journalists say that the prompt action taken by the police to apprehend a gang of robbers who invaded the residence of female journalist in Bambalapitiya had prevented grave damage. The police said that there were notorious criminals among the suspects. A member of the gang died in the clash that emerged during the attempt of the police to apprehend the suspects. The other 4 members of the robber gang have been taken into police custody. They are receiving treatments at the Colombo National Hospital for injuries sustained by them in the clash. Three injured policemen have been admitted to the police hospital and the National Hospital after the incident. The suspect who died in the incident was a notorious criminal who received an open warrant from Avisavela court in connection with 4 robberies. The second suspect is also under an open warrant for 8 robberies. The other person is an army deserter who was removed from service. The police said that the 4th suspect is also an army deserter who is hiding from army authorities. Several journalists said that more information in this incident will be revealed from suspects who are in police custody. The news editor of the island newspaper, Shamindra Ferdinandez, said that police were under severe pressure as a result of several crimes took place in the area. If this gang had been allowed to escape suddenly after committing this crime, then there won't be any talk about robbery. The story of assaulting, harassing or assassinating a female journalist will be widespread after the incident, he said. The chief editor of Daily News, attorney at law Rajpala Benayaka, pointed out that the female journalist is now saying that there was an incident and the police came at the scene of the incident. She has accepted the fact that the police had fulfilled their responsibility, but certain bankrupt political parties are trying to take advantage of this situation. Military spokesman Brigadier Ruwan Wanukasuri asserted that Army soldier KP Chamarakumara had been taken into custody in 2009 for a robbery carried out by him when he was in military service. Disciplinary action had been taken against him by the army and he was kept in military prison for 90 days. Later, he deserted the army. The second suspect is Asanka Ubesiri, who is also an army deserter. He joined the army on the 6th of March 2009 and deserted the army on the 25th of May 2010.
Official poll cards of the upcoming provincial council polls are to be released to mail on the 27th of this month. The election secretariat says that they will be distributed from the 8th to the 13th of September. Postal voting takes place on the 9th and 10th of September. Candidates have been given time until the 7th of September to declare their assets and liabilities. The Commissioner General of Elections has informed all candidates to hand over declarations of their assets and liabilities to relevant district secretaries at the time of handing over nominations. There is a considerable number of candidates to hand over these declarations up to now. The Election Secretariat says that legal action will be taken against candidates who fail to do so.
The construction work of electricity substation at Chunnakam in Jaffna has been completed. The Ministry of Power and Energy says that the electricity supply from the national grid is to be connected directly to Jaffna Peninsula by mid next month. This project was implemented under the Northern Spring program on the directions of the President. The national grid transmission is to be made to Jaffna Peninsula after 22 years. Early electricity transmission to Jaffna was carried out from Lakshapan power station. This process was completely collapsed due to terrorist activities since 1990. The electricity grid substation was built at a cost of 1.8 billion rupees. The government has spent 5 billion rupees to improve electricity facilities in the northern province under the Northern Spring program. Electricity has been provided to all towns in Jaffna Peninsula. The power need of state institutions has been completed 100%. The grid substations at Chunnakam and Kilinochi have the ability to supply electricity for 200,000 households in Jaffna Peninsula. Minister of Power and Energy Rupavahini says that this will be a great strength to improve the country's economy as well as the community life in the north. She added that there will be a massive change in the economy with the establishment of small, medium and large-scale industries as well as domestic industries in the northern peninsula with the launching of power transmission generated in the south to the north. This massive transmission system will be vested in the people at a ceremony presided over by the President within the next few days.
Various religious ceremonies were held at Buddhist temples in several areas in the island with the participation of hundreds of thousands of devotees. The Sacred Hair Relic exposition was held at Hanguranketa Madanwala Rajamaha Vihare for 2 days. Thousands of devotees worshipped the sacred hair relic brought down from Bangladesh. The final day Buddha Puja was held under the patronage of Minister C.B. Ratnayaka. The sacred hair relic was brought to the Hunupitiya Gangarame temple this evening by air. The 89th Asala Maha Perahera of the Sri Visuddharama Devala temple in Lunava, Moratuva paraded the streets last night. The 118th chariot feast of the St. Anne's Church in Kattimahana, Dummalasuriya concluded today. The Bishop of Kurunegala, the Most Reverend Harold Anthony Pereira, conducted the main mass this morning. Minister Milroy Fernando was among the large gathering of devotees who attended the feast.
There is very little we know about seahorses. Everyone in the world knows that females has the ability towards reproduction, but seahorse males contribute towards the reproduction process. The female seahorse deposits up to 1,500 eggs in the male's pouch at the ventral or front-facing side of the tail. The male carries eggs for around 3 weeks before giving birth to small seahorses. It has ability to give birth for over 1,000 small seahorses at a time. And this time over, we are heading to China for an update on the Asian Youth Festival. The second Asian Youth Sports Festival ended in Nanjing in China yesterday. The third Asian Youth Sports Festival is to be held in Sri Lanka in 2017. Asian Youth Sports Festival flag was handed over to Sri Lanka at the concluding ceremony of the sports festival. It was handed over to the President of the National Olympic Committee, Hemasiri Fernando, by the Mayor of Nanjing, Yang Wei-sei, and committee members. Sri Lanka will host the 2017 Asian Youth Sports Festival. China won the championship in the second Asian Youth Games with 93 medals. Korea was placed second. Sri Lanka was placed 21st with 1 silver and 5 bronze medals. Akila Ravishankar has won a silver medal for Sri Lanka in the 110-meter men's hurdles. Nishanti Dilhani bagged a bronze medal in the 800-meter women's event. Anuradha Vidushankar came third in the 400-meter men's hurdles. Matthew Zabesinger clinched a bronze medal in the 100-meter freestyle swimming, while Madhushika Gamage has won a bronze medal for Sri Lanka in the 400-meter women's event. Nihilia Metsalani was placed third in the squash singles. Good night.